Hi everybody, this is Music Matters. I'm your host Harry. Today we have with us Hedonistic Punk Vatos. Hey guys, would you mind introducing yourselves and what you play?
I'm Scott, the percussion and drums.
I'm René, the guitarrista.
Captain Redbeard, bass. Scotty's also the eye candy of the band.
So, Hedonistic Punk Vatos, where did the name come from?
That came before I joined the band. So.
That name came from a split. Me and Renee used to play with another band, and like all bands go, there was a falling out, and he left. I stayed with the other guy, and then he went to California. Good riddance, but anyways, so then he heard I had no band to play in. I said, well, come play in my band because my drummer's leaving. But they came up with the name themselves, the Hedonistic Punk Vatos. And so I joined in. He's a later addition. So that's where the name comes from. And it has no actual reference to a social disease. That's just how the HPV comes out on the initials. So we're just like, okay, I don't really care about the name, because it's not the name, it's what you make of the name. So that's how it came about. And so we just left it that way because it just seemed like the right thing to do. I mean, you got people like the Beatles. Who heard of those guys, you know? But, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's the name you make. It's you know. So that's how it come to be, and we just leave it that way because it seems like it matches what we do as a band.
Hedonistic, because we're not at all sadistic, but more so spiritualistic. Punk, because we don't give a fuck. Sometimes we get a little crunk. Vatos, because we're a three-man band, three-man gang, brothers from another mother.
Crunk is, all right, refresh my memory. I know I've heard it before. Crunk.
Like in the hype.
Okay, I've got a question for Renee. What is it? If I got the translation right, mother with mother, not chaos? Is that correct?
What?
Oh, from Unlight.
Oh, Unlight? Wait, what?
Is that the translation? With mother, not chaos?
For what song?
I don't
The
know
one
what song
that
you're
you
talking.
wrote in Spanish.
Oh, con madre o desmadre?
Uh-huh.
Con madre means like it's all badass.
Okay.
You know, con madre, it's badass.
Okay.
Or desmadre means it's not badass.
Okay.
Like desmadre is more like destruction.
Well,
Like
Google.
badass or destruction, you know?
Okay, Google
it's
got
slang.
it wrong then.
Well, Google's dumb.
Yeah. So Google translated it as mother. So maybe like
Well,
mother.
because
badass.
con madre
Yeah.
means mother.
Right.
But when you say con madre, it means like that's fucking badass.
Okay.
But then like
Sí,
o desmadre is like or destruction or like just chaos.
Okay.
So it's not literally, and Google is dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Absolutely.
But if you were to talk to somebody that speaks Spanish, they would tell you like, yeah, con madre o desmadre.
Google hasn't earned its colors.
But I mean, I can tell that song had, you know, I can tell that your lyrics have heart,
Thanks.
and I can tell some of them are about relationships, about fine line between love and hate.
For sure. I only write about stuff that I know, experienced. I don't write about things I don't know. I don't write about things I've never done, happen to do, or whatever, good or bad, good or evil. But like my take on the lyrics is, you will never hear me write fire, desire, or cheap lyrics. Like I like to write lyrics that like have like a deeper meaning. Kind of like one inspiration I get is like Aerosmith, Dream On, you know, I'm looking in the mirror, the line's getting clearer.
Oh, I love that.
People can interpret it however they want, but I like to think that when I write a lyric, it has like a couple of meanings to it, but then when you read it all, it means something different as well. And so I just try to write intelligent lyrics, and especially like, you know, something good, like a good theme or a message or something. Nothing preachy,
Right.
just something cool.
That's
You know, I
awesome.
mean, this is this band is like, one of the loves of my life, so I want to do it good, So that's about it.
He's really good. Like if I come up with a bass riff, he'll already have kind of like an idea. Like he'll kind of, mess around on the guitar to kind of like match like the vibe we're going for. And then, because we have a song called Unwavering, and I think literally he wrote all the lyrics in like a day or two. And he was like, okay, it's called Unwavering. It's about, not taking shit or whatever it is. So he's really good. A lot of times I can just kind of give him like yesterday we were working on stuff and I was like, I'm kind of thinking like this kind of vibe, and then he's already like, oh, okay, what about da da da, and he'll just start, with some lyrics.
So that brings up a good question. Like, what is your songwriting process?
That's usually what it is. It's like me.
You start with the riff and he goes with the lyrics?
A lot of times, or sometimes it's
some
practice.
of the stuff with him it goes like that, but there's a lot of stuff where I'll just like, I'll be driving and then I'll just like record video on my phone and put something down, or I'll just be like playing guitar in my living room and I'm just like, oh, and then I'll take it over to these guys. But I usually have an idea. But yesterday was the first time we actually really like sat down together just to write, and it was just like, let's just start with a jam, and we started jamming. And then it was like, he was like, what? Because he comes up with a lot of riffs and ideas, and he just he emails me or messages me, and so I'll just like, hey, that sounds really cool, and it's just taking a load off of me because I was the one like writing everything. So once me and him get done with our stuff, then we'll just take it over for him to just.
I just play what's in my head, and they look at me and go, "That's cool," or "Stop that, stop that, that sucks, stop that." He'll tell me what he wants, and sometimes, it's like, you hear it, and like, this is what I want to do. If I could play what's in my head, I'd be kicking Buddy Rich's butt, but I can't because it just doesn't come out between. So, but I have to listen to draw on all the experience I have playing with original bands. I've played more original bands I've ever in a cover tune, and you can't go by. Okay, here's a recording of Stairway to Heaven. Oh, okay, well, this is what John Bonham is doing. Well, that's okay, but the problem is when you're writing original music, writing drum parts to it, you can't do what John Bonham did. You got to do what you do, and because you're part of the sound. And regardless of what anyone thinks, it's not as easy as it sounds. You can just sit there and play a beat and be a groove drummer and groove and stuff. I concentrate on trying to make sure the groove is is where it needs to be. But then again, that's not my only job. My only job is just why I have the large drum kit. It's because it's going to add more sound to it. So it's just basically complementing what they do. And I'm going to mesh with him as the rhythm section and let him go off and play whatever he wants. As long as we stick with each other, he can come back to that. Kind of like the Stevie Ray Vaughan type of thing. His rhythm section tied down the beat and the rhythm while Stevie just went off what he was doing. I can't say it was a bad idea because it worked pretty darn good. So my job isn't to be overriding everybody else. That's not what the large set of drums mean. It means I'm going to add what I think I can to the music to help it sound better. And if it doesn't sound better, well then no, I don't want to do it. I mean,
we'll tell
my
him
ego doesn't
do
matter.
that part again.
And I don't care about.
Matt's been coming up with a
greatest.
lot of riffs lately. So like a lot of our new stuff is with him bringing out riffs, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, we can write to that.
And like I said, it's a shift.
Yeah.
Because he's not the only one being creative. I mean, I can only do so much beating on a set of drums. He's the one that writes the music. And then he comes along, starts writing music.
Yeah.
And it's like,
pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, now we have a two-way creativity situation going here. And as long as these guys work with each other, I can produce whatever they need to keep the beat or keep the rhythm and the beat where it needs to be and throw in my fills where they sound good. That's what rehearsal is all about. So we rehearse a lot, and it's a lot of work. But like I said before, everybody wants to be in a band until it comes time to be in a band. And then you don't understand the amount of work, dedication, and sacrifice it takes to make that work, especially if you're going to jump up and go play in clubs and stuff and everything. You got to be somebody that everyone else can depend on, period. Rock bottom, end of statement. They don't even have that thought in their mind. Oh, is he going to do this? Well, you know I am. You know I'm going to go with you guys, which way you want to go. You know, I have a hard time not playing my drums, but I think that's just any drummer, you know, it'd be like that. And if it takes a little bit of sacrifice, okay, you know. But for the most part, I want to play my drums because that's the sound we've worked on so hard for so long. So, but like I said, I'm willing to bend a little bit if it helps move everything along. Then we can play in venues where playing my drums won't be an issue.
We appreciate
But promotion,
that.
like I said before, half the battle. And if more people know who we are and what we're doing, and they like what we're doing, you know,
They'll come and see
let's
you.
face it, the general public has to like what you're doing, or it's not worth it to anybody to pay you to play here.
Well, you
because
gotta-
if no one wants to hear it, who gives a hoot? You know, so
You
that's
gotta
what we do.
You gotta build the larger community. That's like what we're doing is we're trying to build the larger original music community.
Yeah.
We don't really. I mean, we will help cover bands and we'll do sound for cover bands and all that. I don't have any problem with that. We'll record them, but like our mission's really around original music, and
awesome.
it is and it's hard because you know a lot of venues want tribute bands and cover bands because it pays the bills. It's reliable and but I mean, how many times are you going to go see the AC/DC cover band?
Yeah.
Honestly,
If I want to go see a band, I want that band to be playing. Like, I don't want to go see a Rage Against the Machine cover band. I would rather hear somebody.
you'd rather actually go see Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Forgive me, Father, for I have.
How many national bands you know are famous because they play cover tunes?
But we played with a band called Ritual. It's a ghost cover band.
Yeah.
Those guys are cool.
And they're a national touring act. But again, it's like, I'd rather go see Ghost. I
Right.
want to, you know.
Right.
But they always did. Cover bands definitely get the better of the booking when it comes to shows and stuff.
Well, the venues are afraid. It's you have an unknown quantity because they don't know how many people you're going to bring in. They don't know if you're going to break their equipment or not. They and if it's only like one of you or two of you, like how many people can you bring in? If you look around, there's a lot of venues that want to do something with original music, but the only thing that they're able to really execute on is open mic night.
Yeah.
And what happens at open mic night is you get 10 people that show up and they all get on stage and they play their set and then they pack up and they leave and they don't even bother to stay for to watch the next 9 bands.
Yeah.
And that doesn't build a community. That just is, it's an opportunity to get up on stage and play, but you're not building your fan base. You're not meeting new musicians. You're not building a sense of community. And I like to think, at least with what we do, we get bands to come together. They stick around and they watch other bands. They get to meet each other and network a little bit. And you know, now you meet this band, and now you're fans of theirs, and they're fans of yours, and each other's fans will come to the show, and you pick up each other's fans, and now you grow.
Yep.
It's like that kind of organic growth is hard. That's a thing that doesn't really exist in many places.
Yeah, because a lot of shows that we get now is because of networking, you know, and just like, you know, becoming friends. It's like, oh, hey, do you guys want to play? And then we return the favor, you know, hey, we're playing at this show. Do y'all want to play? And yeah, staying, because we played, like, there's maybe like 1 or 2 bands we played with that they'll do their set and then they pack up and then get out.
Right.
And I'm like, man, you know, you don't necessarily have to stay for the whole set, but stay for a song or two just to go like, okay, cool. You know, especially if it's like a, you know, if we're playing like a, you know, with like 5 bands, I know it's like, you know, that's a lot of time to stay, but.
Stay for 3.
I typically get there before any of the bands start. I get there and I put my stuff there, even whatever slot we're playing.
Right.
And I'll typically be the last one to leave. Or, you know,
That's
stay
great.
Stay to the last band and then roll out. If I leave early, it's because of something.
Right.
But usually, like, that's what I do. And I try to watch the other bands and all that. So
More people
Not
should-
everybody does that, but some people do that.
Yeah,
so,
and more
yeah.
people should be like you because it supports the community and you meet new bands and you meet new fans and you learn about other music and hey, that may be the next band that you play with.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes like we'll look ahead on the calendar and see, hey, these two bands are playing together in 3 weeks in San Antonio, and we'll try to pair them up so that they're close together in the time lineup, so they get a chance to meet each other in case they haven't met each other previously, because it is important to meet people.
Well, it's not a competition. You're there to play music, and the more you get, we stay a lot after and listen to the bands, and we get a lot of gigs by interchanging with other bands. Hey, do you guys need a band? Blah blah blah, or they do the same to us. So the nicer you are to people, the further you're going to go.
Right.
If you're going to be an idiot, I don't want to use the word, but you know what I'm saying. You're going to be aloof, and it's like I'm so much better than you. Blah blah. Well, you're not going
I don't
far,
think like that.
because that's not what anybody looks for in a band. They look for someone that's going to be there on time, be absolutely 110% reliable, and back up what you say you're going to do. I mean, that's just, your word means everything.
Yeah.
And so we don't dog other bands. We don't get mad at them and what they're doing. We don't judge them by how good or how bad we think they are. We just let them play, because it's not our judgment that's going to make any difference. It's the general public.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think we're better than anybody else. It's
So we're
just
just-
not my attitude for it. I mean, they don't play what we play. We don't play what they play. So how can we be better than them? The way I see it is like we just try to play the best that our music and like stay as really tight as we can and put on a great show. And if a band comes after us, what we want to do is we want to put out the best show, and we want to have the best bands. Like a lot of people think that you should put a band that's like kind of new, so that because you're that way everybody will like you more. Like, no, I want to put the best show together, so that everybody could like every band. And then I don't compare myself to them. I like the band, I like their guitar, I like this and that or whatever. I didn't like this, but I like that, and that's the way I see it. I don't care. I'd rather just us play really good for like us, so that people could say, "Man, I love your music." That's what counts,
So
I mean, this guy feels the same way. That's one of the things that we chose him, because he was like, he just goes out and he plays his heart out, and then it's like we just do the best we can for us. So when people see us in the lineup, they're like, "I want to go see him because these guys are there because they're a good band." That's it.
So how would you describe your music, your style of music?
I guess it's got elements of just good old-fashioned rock and roll, some punk rock and some metal. But like I said, when we practice, it's literally just either me or Renee coming up with a line and like, oh, that sounds cool, and then we just play around with it until it sounds good. As long as it grooves, it's probably going to be a song.
It's kind of hard to nail down. We kind of like got our own genre started here. It's punk in a little bit, it's hard rock a little bit, not really heavy
A
metal,
little bit of classic rock.
and we can play out. But me and him did a show with our original bass player back in Harlingen a few years back, and we had a song that we haven't played in a long time, but we were playing, and we slowed it down. We had people waltzing in a club.
That was cool.
So anytime you can cross your ears and
Shout out to the Hop Shop in Hellingen.
yeah, and you can cross your ears like that and produce. You got to be versatile. So, but they were waltzing, and it was just awesome to see. Here you're
was
in a
cool,
club,
man.
a screaming rock band, and they're playing a song where these people are waltzing, and it was just
That is cool.
cool.
Well, talking about crossing genres, you guys ever hear of Richard Cheese?
We won't go countries.
Richard Cheese.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, we won't do
He
that.
does current songs as a lounge singer, so they're all slowed down. It's very comedic.
Like a 70s lounge singer.
Yeah,
I've heard stuff done that way or different whatever. So
and look it up. It's
Richard Cheese. Okay.
Yeah, look it up because he does like some of the more current songs like WAP and
Yeah,
it's pretty.
funny to hear it.
That is.
Very
As a
Babylon
lounge
style.
singer.
It's hilarious. But he reminded me, just because he was talking about crossing genres, and that like is a total genre crosser.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up. I'll do that tonight.
It'll give you more content to think on. Although it may sear into your brain and you may not be able to unsee it.
Yeah, that might be a thing too. So.
I don't think we'll ever end up as a wedding band, but you know how it is. I mean, it's we're just really, really, really into what we're doing, and it's just different than everybody else. And I don't necessarily may or may not make the grade. I don't know, but every place we play, they're not throwing stuff at us, you know. So I mean, eventually it's pretty good. You know, some people like it, some people don't, some people are indifferent, but that's not going to stop us. We're just going to play for us the way we like it, the way we want to do it. That's how we do it. If you like it, awesome. If not, that's cool too. You know, you have a right to an opinion.
Yeah, we do what we
care
want.
about it. You know,
Do whatever we want.
people listen to rap, and I feel sorry for them. But I mean, I don't like it. But that doesn't mean I just write it off and say, well, that's not a good genre. I mean, because obviously a lot of guys make pretty good money at it, you know. So you got to just look at it for what people want to hear, and they either pick it up and like it, or they won't. You know, rap is no different than rock. There's the upper 10% that everybody likes, and the other 90% no one can care about. Same here with us. You know, so we want to try and put ourselves in that 10%. That's not an easy job to do. I mean, it's not easy. And you got to fight like a dog all the way, along the way to get what you want. You know, you got to fight bad sound. You got to fight bad, janky promoters. We got a couple I want to strangle with my bare hands till the life. But you know, it's just that's all the crap you have to deal with moving around and doing what you really want to do. And it ain't easy. I'm out there arguing. My wife just, you know, she goes, "You just keep fighting and keep fighting. You never win." I said, "No, we win. You know, we win. And eventually we'll win. It's just going to be a long, hard road along the way. And in the meantime, have a good time. Be happy. Play what you like. And if it works out, great. If not, that's okay. We can go back to the studio, play some more, rehearsal studio, play till we like it. Put it in front of people. It's an awesome thing. Like I said, I have a full-time job, but this is my thing, my passion. So it takes up every bit of spare time I have.
That is
I don't
with
care.
all three of us.
All of us, you know, you have no spare time because you're working a full-time job and you got to pay. But eventually, I wanted to get from it being the other way around, having to work part-time and making this my full-time.
I work to pay bills, but this is my real job. This is what makes me happy. This is what I've been doing my whole life since I was 14 years old, man. It's not a fad, it's a way of life.
Yeah, even the guys that do the tribute bands and the cover bands, if you talk to them, they say they do that to pay the bills, but their real passion is their original music. It's just, there's no outlet for it.
I'll put it to you this way. If I started playing covers and a tribute band or whatever, I would just get to the point where I would just hang up my guitar. I don't want to do that. That's why I don't do it. I don't learn covers. I don't play them. If you learn something like that, it'll influence you to where you're just sounding like them. And I have my own style. He's got his own style. He's got his own style. If we start doing something like that, I know it's gonna like seep in there. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit here and there. It's called an influence. But I don't want to sound like somebody else. If we write a song and it sounds like something, we'll scrap it, even if it's great. You know. And that's just the way to do it.
We had our friends. It's one of them's a drummer, one of them is a guitar player, and the drummer had this really great riff that drum beat that he wanted to do something with the guitarist, and they played something and it sounded really, really cool. And then we realized after the fact that the guitar lick he was playing was Zombies by the Cranberries. And yeah, it's just like, oh man.
I think subconsciously, like musicians do that.
Yeah.
Because I'll play something and I'm like, oh, this is badass. The guys need to hear this. And and then I'll hear like something on the radio and I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's where it came from.
Damn it.
What's frustrating sometimes is you work on a song or 6 months. It seems like you just don't have it right. You feel we have to work on this and work on this. Finally, you get out there and you play it in front of people, and they're like, "Yeah, man, it's okay." What? We worked our butts off on this, and then you throw something together. 2 weeks later, you just threw it together and you get out there and play it in front of people. Yeah,
That's-
it just
people
Some of the best
fickle.
stuff I've written in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, people are fickle. That's just the way that it is.
That Spanish song that's on our
Uh-huh.
website.
Yeah.
On our website, we have a lyric section that I put
Yeah,
up. Not
that's
many
what I was
bands do
looking-
that.
I really like that because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people balk at original music because they feel like they don't know the music.
No.
And that's a way for people to get to know
Well-
the music and to learn and to sing along.
Yeah.
I mean,
When you release your music, there are options to put the lyrics in with the music when it gets released. If I don't know if is any of your stuff released?
We're working on it because
Okay.
we're not happy with like. There's a lot of people that have approached us for this and that, but like a lot of the times when you get into the fine deets, we don't like the terms, or it's like it's kind of like a good example, a movie. You know, you got your director, but you got your editor. The editor can cut that movie into what they want, and they'll be their vision.
yeah.
We don't want that. We don't want the master to be the way the guy says, like the formula way, like, oh, the vocals got to be this, whatever. I understand tolerances, but it's like they're the ones cutting it when they master it without your like input. And we want to be there when it gets mastered. We want to be there where it says, like, you know, like I said, there's tolerances, and you can't have too much guitar, too much bass, or whatever. But like they all think it's gonna be radio, so the vocals are up here and all the bands down here. They sound muffled and the vocals are real clear. It's like I want to be able to hear some badass guitar, dude. I want to hear that bass cut through that here and there. I want bring the vocals down. So what I'm saying is like it's a lot of the times.
There's ways to deal with that.
Yeah,
Let's-
exactly. So a
let's-
lot of the times, what like most people that have approached us and they want to master it and cut it, it sounds like how they think it should sound for radio, but it's not what it's like. We, you know, like a lot of the times they'll put a ton of reverb on the voice, and it's just like that's not my style, dude.
Talk to us. Talk to us after.
Should be your
Not
Yeah.
not in this venue. Talk to
Yeah.
us after.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
no,
when
I
people
get
approach
it.
us to
Yeah.
record.
Right.
So we've been waiting, and we've been slowly like just trying to put money in the bank so that when we do find the right one, we're gonna go in and we're gonna cut a couple of songs. And we haven't really recorded like professional per se, and the closest to professional, and considering it's in a live setting, has been at the Dead Dog Barn. These guys recorded us playing live, and we did a couple of shows called Behind the Red Car, and they recorded us, and it's been great. But it hasn't been like a closed studio. But we're working on it because we want to put out. We got some songs that we think that people are gonna like, and that we want to put those out, and they're like, I think they're good.
Yeah, I like the lyrics on the website because on Spotify you would have to click on each song, but you all have it like all there, like a
Yeah.
one-stop shop. I think that's awesome.
So tell me about the worst experience that you've had on the road, playing either with yourselves or with other bands or whatever it was. What's the worst thing that's happened?
For me, it was we did a New Year's Eve show, and like I said, when we did the sound check, the monitors, it was like, okay, there's like the speaker's crackling a little bit.
Yeah, it was
I'm
blown. I
like-
think it was a blown speaker.
I'm like, okay, it's not too bad. So I stood away from the monitor, and I was like, okay, like this will work. And then literally the first song, it's just I can't hear anything. It
Yeah.
was, the sound was. I mean, everybody after the show said we sounded good.
It sounded good
I
out
couldn't-
there, but on stage it was a cluster.
Yeah, I couldn't hear
But
anything. Couldn't hear.
That's why
him.
we practice as hard as we do. So when shit goes wrong, you just go back to your like muscle memory. You know.
For me, that's my
Or that-
worst one.
Or that time at Mavericks and that last night with the janky promoter.
That-
The show starts at 7, right? So we're gonna open. So I get there at 5:30 with my drum kit because it takes longer to set that up and mic it and all that. I'm halfway there and a promoter texts me and says, bring your drum rug, which I always do. I always bring my drum rug, but I thought that's weird. When we get there, and there's this band that has like a one-hit wonder or something like that. Tour bus is pulled up, and they're setting their stuff up on the
Trapped.
drum riser, which incidentally, I built that drum riser, but anyway, I made sure my kit would fit on it when I built it. But anyways, so they're setting it up, and I walk up to him and I said, hey man, what's going on here? Oh, they're gonna do a mini concert. So it was like 7:30 before.
They had sold VIP for people to watch them do their sound setup. So they were gonna play like 5 songs
Without
for
telling
these
the
people,
promoter.
but nobody else knew about it. So like everybody's timetable got pushed back, and then instead of having the bands use them, like you know how you have backline where everybody moves their stuff back. Well, that band, they said no, they wanted the whole stage. So all the bands before them were put on the floor. So that's why they asked about the
drum rug.
About the rug. So because otherwise the floor was real slippery, so the drums will like move. So that's why they asked him for that. Nobody knew about this. It was just like it was pretty messy. It was pretty messy.
I'm the only one that brought a drum rug, so I had to sit there the whole night and let the other bands use it. But the issue was, we got ready to play. We played 3 songs, and they cut us off and told us,
Yeah.
time's up, you can't play no more.
Yeah, like instead of cutting everybody gets cut off like 6 minutes, so that every band gets equal amount of time. They cut us out like a lot. So we basically played 3 songs, and then so they can get the other bands to play like more or whatever. Like, oh, it's like just you guys or whatever. So it kind of sucked.
I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was not a happy camper.
What are you gonna do?
We went-
Shit happens.
Yeah,
We
we
had-
went through something like that where there were 12 guys
13.
13 guys and 3 mics jumping around on stage.
Those-
They were having fun, but no one. It was like 20 minutes of pain. But
20 minutes of pain.
we couldn't set up our drums because they had to
they had-
have 13 of them.
and then
It was frustrating.
and we had stuff that was plugged in that got kicked out, and that we had to like then go figure out how to reconnect it, what was broken. You know, we've had that. We've had our singer goes on stage and they hand him a mic that's defective, and we can't figure out what the heck is going on with it. And at the end of the set, we figured it out and ended up telling the next singer afterwards the mic is bad, so he got a good mic. I mean, because you do the right thing, you know.
That's why I always take my own mic, man,
Yeah.
and I swap it out. Especially because I like to put my mouth on it. I don't want to put somebody else's shit on me, dude.
Yeah.
It's just.
We played at another place where the band in front of us just stopped when they're done playing. They didn't take everything down. They just went into the crowd and started mingling and talking and everything.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
go
yeah.
up and grab you. I went up to the singer. I said, listen, bleepity bleep bleep bleep. Get your bleeping bleepity bleep crap off the bleeping stage so we
Yeah.
can set up.
Yeah,
And
I was like,
he
hey,
goes
dude,
to
we're
him,
next. You gotta
Yeah.
move your shit.
Your
We've-
drummer's
we've had-
mean. He goes, you're lucky he didn't kill you.
See, we like the way I've learned, especially like, you know, playing in bars and whatever. I mean, if you're at the level where you're playing clubs, you're at another level, and we try to take it to another level. But like professionalism, we get ourselves on stage with our equipment, and we try to start on time. But when we're done, we're hustling. Get that shit off the stage.
Our
Because that
shows
other
are-
band
Yeah.
is coming next. They're waiting for you to get out so they can put their stuff up, because they still have to set it up and or whatever and sound check, right? So a lot of the times we'll help other bands like take their shit off. We'll help other bands put their shit on. But it's like, dude, it's a show. We're in the back. Like
That's
you
how
don't
we do.
you don't start tying you grab all your mic,
Yeah.
you just throw them in a bag and get it on.
Get it off stage, and then you can clean it up backstage.
The
That's
rack
what I
has
do.
3
Yeah.
sections,
Yeah.
and the middle rack we just leave it in place and take it down, and then the side sections
Yeah.
take it down, and the floors are
It
out,
happens.
and it's out way faster than it went up. But
Yeah,
still, that was the whole
and they
point.
were a young band, so it's one of those instances where, like, at the end, I went up to the singer and I talked to him like really cool style, like, "Hey man, listen, you know, when you're playing with other bands, because this is your first time playing a gig, this is what you guys got to do. You got to take yourselves to another level. You're playing bars now. You're not playing like backyards. You know, get your shit off the stage, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't forget anything. Go over your checklist, but you gotta like hustle.
That's
and that's what people want to see. Because I tell you what, I go, the next time you play, somebody's gonna say, "Man, these guys are badass." They're like on their shit, because everybody wants their time on stage, and it's only so much. You know,
That's
you're
part of
cutting
the-
into the next guy's set, because at the end of the night, you know, you've got all these other bands coming after you, and so it was a really good conversation. Because I remember, like, somebody, like, you know, we were trying to hustle, but we took a little bit longer to set up. And I remember somebody telling me, "You guys got us." I'm like, "Thanks, man." And it was one of those things where you don't have to be a dick about it. Just be cool. But as long as, you know, like, I told them, like, "Hey, this is how it works, and you should try it this way." And so they were like, I remember seeing them another time. They opened up, and we were coming home like at the end of the night, and I saw them hustling. I'm like, good. I'm glad they took it to heart.
Yeah.
Like, it's not meant to be a dig. It's just like, this is how you do it, man. If you're gonna be doing this is how you do it. And so we've elevated ourselves to that level, and hopefully another one when we do stuff like that.
When we do our shows, we have like 2 stage in areas and 1 stage out area.
Yeah.
And we tell every band, when you're done, pick up your stuff, stick it in the
Sure.
stage out area. Don't clean up things, don't roll your cables, don't do anything, just move it. Because the next band's coming in.
They should know that, but it's good that you
No,
have, like, hey,
gotta
this is
tell,
where
you got to tell them.
Yeah, you gotta tell 'em.
And it's also the reason why we bring bands in here is because you would be shocked how much you learn about a band with how they set up. Because some bands take their good old sweet time to set everything up because they want a particular sound or whatever it is. They'll play around with the amp and everything else, and it's like, there's no time for that. When you get on stage, we're going to do this really fast, and you know, that's just, it's the way it is. It's the only way you can do it and get the bands and keep everybody on track.
Yeah, we like to hustle so that we have more time to do the sound check, so that we
Yep.
get the stuff we want. Because in the end, we want to make sure that we sound good out there
Right.
where the people are at.
Right,
So that's
right.
about right.
So where can people find you online?
So we have our website, which is hedonisticpunkvatos.com.
Okay.
And that's our name on social media, but I've been posting it under mine, which is Uncommon Bass, but I'm transitioning all the stuff that I've posted there to our social media, or the Hedonistic Punk Vatos.
Yeah, I wish I had it written down. It's like at Punk Vatos for life on Instagram, hedonisticpunkvatos.com. Our website has a thing where you can message the band, and it's phone friendly, so you can also do it on the phone, and you can set up like bookings through there. It'll link to his phone number or his phone number, or like, let's say you want us to hire us for like a house party, whatever, and then there's a hedonisticpunkvatos@gmail, and you can message the band directly. We have the band Facebook. We're gonna start our TikTok page with him.
Okay.
Because he's got an iPhone and I don't, and apparently iPhones are better. I don't know what that works like, but we're gonna do that and just try to put out content. And
You
like,
said-
I'm transitioning. Like, I do the Facebook, manage the Facebook page, but like a lot of times I feel like a lot of the people on Facebook don't really go to gigs, so we put it out there. But we're starting to move into the other, like the Instagrams, the TikToks, only because most of those people actually go to shows. But we still have like the traditional socials.
People on Facebook still go to shows. They look for the events and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So
Some of
we've
them.
got all those.
You said it's at Punk Vatos for life on Instagram?
Yeah, Punk Vatos for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, what's the one that you made? I
It's
don't
just
remember.
Hedonistic Punk Vatos
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think you guys should all stand up and turn around.
All right. This is the name of our band.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here with us today. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Looking forward to seeing you at Red Metal's Eve and seeing you perform for us a few songs tonight. This was really great.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Alright.